What is more important? The calories that we're consuming, how much protein we're consuming, how many carbs we're consuming, or how many fats we're consuming. In this video, I am going to explain exactly what your main focus should be when you're wanting to lose body fat, lose weight, change your body shape, and do it in the most efficient and effective way. The most important thing to consider is how many calories you're eating. Not day to day, but over the course of the full 7 days. That includes Saturday and Sunday, and that includes also tracking the foods that you probably shouldn't have had. So once we understand how many calories we're eating over the course of the full 7 days, we need to take massive importance to how much protein we're eating. Now, making sure that we're eating enough protein whilst eating less calories is going to ensure that, for one, when we're in a calorie deficit, we're going to be burning as much fat as possible, because sometimes when we're just eating less calories, we can actually burn a lot of muscle, which isn't going to help us get the body we want. So we need to make sure that we're consuming enough protein so the energy that's burnt and the fat and the weight that's lost is body fat. Also, when we get to the end of the goal, our body shape is going to be something that we're happy with. Now, them two things are the only important things you need to be worrying about. Fats and carbs are going to be made up with the rest of your calories. Now, if we're consuming enough protein and overall calories, and then fats and carbs are made up from that, generally you're not going to be having too many carbs or too many fats. If you want to make it the very best possible solution, now this is the very best possible solution. You don't have to do this constantly all the time. It is the best optimal way to do it. But protein and calories are the main thing. But if you want to get a bit more perfection on it, then consuming your carbohydrates around your workouts and consuming less carbohydrates on non-training days is probably the better way to go. So you'd be consuming more fats on non-training days and less on training days. But generally, overall calories and protein consumption is the only thing you need to be worrying about. So what happens if you have to go over your calories for the day? Protein intake, if you go over your calories, is less likely to be stored as body fat. So if you're going to go over, pick something that's lean and is probably just a protein source, maybe turkey, maybe a protein bar, which should be a good quality protein bar, which just got protein and fibre in it, and that will more unlikely be stored as body fat. Fats, possibly the worst thing to go over with, because they are more known for being stored as body fat if you're over your calorie consumption. So I generally try to avoid fats. Carbs are secondary if you are going to go over, but if you are going to go over, protein is your number one thing. Now that is basically all you need to know to get in shape. So the only thing left is to actually do it. So struggling to get your protein intake up. Now, by 10 or 20 grams, it doesn't really matter. But if you're generally hitting really low numbers of protein, I'm going to give you some really technical advice. Eat better fucking food.